Hi, welcome to Crafting with Lee. Today I'm going to do something a little different and talk about the different kinds of mesh and wreath bases. I'm going to start by saying that I am not an expert and I'm sure I have a whole lot more to learn. But I've been getting a lot of questions about this, so I decided to make a video to help answer some of those questions. Okay, the first kind of mesh I'm going to talk about is called basic mesh. This mesh is solid in color and it's transparent. You can see straight through it. It frays a lot, but this kind of mesh is perfect for wreath bases. I don't suggest using this mesh on its own. You would need to add things to it like other mesh or ribbons, because if you don't, you can see the frame through it. The next mesh I'm going to talk about is called metallic mesh. It's just basic mesh with metallic strips in it. This mesh does not fray as much as basic mesh, and it's also great for wreath bases. This is a different type of metallic mesh. This one has two different colors. It has a red basic mesh with gold metallic running through it. You can see that real good right here. This is the most common used mesh. This mesh is called all foil mesh. It can come like this with every other section being metallic or a solid sheet. This mesh does not fray as much. It's a lot thicker, so it can be a little bit harder on your hands. This kind of mesh isn't see-through, so you can use it all by itself. This mesh is called eyelash mesh because it looks like it has eyelashes running through it. It has thicker bands of metallic mesh running through it. It can either have a basic base or, in this case, it has a metallic base. Here are a couple examples of smaller sizes. These are 6 inches. This is a basic mesh. This came on a larger roll from Hobby Lobby. And this one's from Dollar Tree. The white mesh, when it's metallic, is like iridescent stripes running through it. It's really pretty. You can see that here. You can use this size mesh on regular wreaths, but it's harder to incorporate it since it's so small. I personally use it on mini wreaths. Here I'm just going to show you some mesh ribbon. This is 4 inches. This is great for accents, especially if you're decorating your Christmas tree. That one's all metallic. And this is a 2.5 inch mesh ribbon. And it's not metallic at all. Alright, that's the example of the Deco meshes. Now I'm going to talk about different things you can make wreaths with. This is Burlap Ribbon. There's the plain color, and then the black has multicolors. You can have many different colors of it. This is Dollar Tree mesh. They call it Burlap Mesh just because it has some lines running through it, and it also has metallic streaks in it. They actually make a burlap mesh. I just don't have any on hand. This mesh is best indoors, not outside. This is called basket weave or window pane mesh. This particular one is Deco mesh. They also have a poly mesh version. This one frays a lot. I actually have a tutorial that I can link above where I made a wreath with it and it frayed a lot. But it's very sturdy. Okay, this mesh is called Jute poly mesh. This is great for making flower wreaths. It's extremely durable. It's very sturdy. It's thicker. It doesn't fray as much. But if you're going to make petals that will have exposed ends, you'll want to use a wood burning tool or something that will seal it as you're cutting it. And finally, this is called mesh tubing. You can get it in lots of different colors. This is great for decoration. Now I'm going to talk about wreath frames. I do not have all of the kinds of wreath frames, but I will talk about what I do know and what I do have. I'll show you. With each wreath base, I'm going to insert a picture example, and if I have a video on it, I will link it. The first type of wreath base I want to talk about is called a floral foam ring. You can get these in different shapes and sizes. Some of them are flat. Those are perfect for making floral wreaths. This is a wire wreath form shaped like a pumpkin. They offer many different shapes. I've seen candy canes, bunny rabbits, and many others. This is a grapevine wreath. I didn't have one that was plain, so I just showed you one already made. They're made from twigs, and you can do so much with these. They're great for flowers in springtime. They do tend to shed a little bit. This is an evergreen wreath. This particular one is 24 inches. You can make so many different things with this kind of wreath. Even just something as simple as a red bow looks amazing on a door. There are two kinds of wreath forms that come with the ties already attached. One's called a work wreath and one is called a pencil wreath. The only difference is the ties. Some of them are thicker, that's a work wreath, and some of them are thinner, those are pencil wreaths. Here's an example of a wreath made with a work wreath form. Here's an example of one with a pencil wreath form. There's really not a huge difference. The difference in these and the other frames are the dimensions. This wreath will come up more than the other. It's thicker. Now I'm going to talk about the flat regular wire wreath forms. I'm going to show you a few different sizes and give you one or two examples. This is an 8-inch wreath form. This is a 12-inch wreath form. This is a 14-inch wreath form. This is an 18-inch wreath form. And finally, I have a 24-inch wreath form. There are many other sizes of wreath forms. These are just the ones I have on hand. This kind of wreath form is my favorite. I like the flat wired wreath forms because you can do a lot of different techniques that you can't do with work wreath forms. You can do pull through, you can do the ruffle where you pull the ruffles through, you can do where you do individual bundles and attach those. You can put as many pipe cleaners as you want, so if you want different size poofs, I personally prefer these, and they're less expensive. I hope you were able to learn something today, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll answer it. Thanks so much for watching my video, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.